I wanted to talk about training enjoyment. So as I was training a client today, it dawned on us. Before me, she was getting trained by a trainer at the same gym. I think he's still there, but hopefully he's not watching this. But anyways, so she was pretty much telling me that they would do the same thing, the same amount of reps, the same amount of sets every single week. Almost, she would see him twice a week. So every single time they would do the same things and they would do the same workload essentially. And I was telling her, like, there's no, maybe the first few weeks that there's nothing wrong with that, and there's definitely nothing wrong with keeping the same exercises and the same order of exercises, for months on end. However, if you're doing the same amount of workload, meaning you're not trying to put in that extra effort to do more weight, more reps, maybe an extra set, or maybe even change up an exercise, maybe change up the way you do an exercise, something, Just the point is changing something up. Then what are you really doing? What are you really training for? There's no enjoyment in that. And she was even telling me, like, she would, like, sometimes hate coming to the gym. And keep in mind, she was paying. There's a contract. It was a 6-month contract. She was paying, I'd say, $80 every 2 weeks for this guy to train her this way, which is kind of sad in a way because I'm a trainer myself. But I do my best. Obviously, I'm not the best trainer. There's more to learn. There's a lot to learn. But I do my best to give the most I can to the client. They're paying, so I got to give them their money's worth. And there's a lot to be said about trainers these days that just are there for the paycheck, which rightfully so. But if you're really a trainer and if you really like training, then you should actually try at your job essentially. But that's really it. The point is, always do something within your training to make it enjoyable. Don't just keep doing the same things and hopefully something comes out of it. But that's really it. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. Please leave a like, subscribe, comment, and share, and follow me on TikTok and Instagram. Have a good one.